I'd like for us to play better against the better defenses. We've gotten better in that we ran the ball much better the last 2 years than we did in 2010. My goal personally for the offense was to line up and be able to run it against anybody. You go back to what Alabama did in the championship game against Georgia last year. They were struggling some on offense, so they lined up and got physical and ran the ball. And we haven't been able to do that. When we've been struggling, we struggle. And you've got to be good enough at running it when maybe your quarterback's having a bad day or he's off or the weather's bad, that you can run it every week. And we didn't do that last year, and that's something we need to be able to do this year. I'm really impressed with Larry Porter. He's done a very good job with the running backs. They're playing tough. They're blocking for each other. So I think they're at a good point. After the end of that stretch, as we were working through it, I was really, really hard on the defensive coaches and the defensive players about tackling better and lining up better. And I'm interested to watch them on Saturday night. I see everything better on defense than it was. And I did feel like that in going back and looking at video from last year and watching preseason, that we were better in preseason than we were when the season started. And I don't know what happened. I just talked to Jackson Jeffcoat. He hadn't played in a ball game since midseason. Jordan Hicks did go through spring practice, but he hadn't played in a ball game since the first quarter of the third game last year. But we just need to play better. I think the fact that we've got probably 7 or 8 defensive backs that have played in games helps us. Same thing, we've got 6 or 7 linebackers that have started games. And it killed us last year, but it should give us the ability to have more depth. The fact that we're running the tempo offense every day against our defense has really shown them the pace it's going to take for them to stay on the field, and how quickly our coaches are going to have to substitute. And I think it's forced our coaches to develop depth more than when you just say it and they don't have to do it. They might not go as quickly as they are now to make sure that they've got 2 or 3 guys at each position that can play. Desmond Harrison has only had 4 practices, and he will be in pads for the first time, full pads for the first time tomorrow. And we still expect him to play quite a bit on Saturday night. We're just going to put him out there and turn him loose. It's a more difficult time to play him because you don't know what defense they're going to be in, and you're not sure even about some of their personnel because you won't see it on video. But we still feel like he needs to be out there, and he needs to continue to work on his conditioning and learn what to do and be ready to go by the time we get into Big 12 play for sure.